Hangman Creek and its tributary, Little Hangman Creek, flow from Idaho's mountains to the Spokane River, supporting people, farms, and fish. Over the years, runoff, erosion, and the loss of streamside plants have raised water temperatures and harmed fish, while erosion has carved away valuable farmland. Today, partners see a future where healthy water and farmland go hand in hand. Landowners are working with Spokane Conservation District to voluntarily restore the creeks while keeping local farms thriving.
The history of Hangman Creek is such that it's been manipulated since the early 1900s. There's been a lot of manipulation of the channel, and when you do that to a stream, you're basically interrupting a geomorphic process that is allowing a stream to manage its own energy. When you straighten out a channel, it can't manage its own energy any longer. So it carries those velocities downstream, and those get exacerbated and start tearing banks apart. And we've seen that all up and down this system.
As long as I can remember, this creek has been an issue of breaking out of its channel and making new channels running and just making a mess of things.
In 2023, the Spokane Conservation District partnered with the Washington State Department of Ecology to launch the Hangman Creek Riparian Restoration and Conservation Program, providing financial incentives and hands-on support to help farmers voluntarily complete projects that improve water quality and protect creek banks. Partnering with generational grower John Heaton, they reshaped the once straightened Little Hangman Creek into natural bends to slow water and reduce erosion. They also planted hundreds of trees to stabilize the banks.
It was interesting though, this year, it was a pretty big flood year, and it was flooding in Tico, it was flooding out in Lovell Valley, it was a mess. And right through here, when the water crested, or kind of like at its peak, you could see the row of ponderosa pines on either side of the water. It was almost like it was planned. It was like, yep, it really did its job. So we were kind of impressed.
Successes like this show how collaboration can help farmers navigate tough situations and regulations with limited resources. That's where the Conservation District comes in, serving as a bridge to connect farmers to the tools, funding, and expertise they need to solve complex problems.
I really view myself as an advocate for farmers, and a lot of times they're straddled with regulatory authorities that come out and tell them they have to farm a different way or a certain way, and they don't have the resources or the knowledge or the ability to do that. And that's where I see the Conservation District coming in as a partner with farmers to give them the technical assistance and the resources to do the restoration work, and then also beat the bushes and find financial incentives that don't undercut their bottom line.
We're changing the creek banks here, which I think is important. We've had conservation programs for years way off to the sides, but not right on the main stem, and so I'm very excited about that. My neighbors at first were very not real on with it a little bit. They're worried about regulations and stuff, but I have all the way on both sides of me now, guys have signed out. It's a very attractive program, and I think bright times are coming.
Trying to get these things done with limited resources, but we have the budget to do it. We have a plan. It's that old adage, how do you eat an elephant? And that's really what we're doing here, is taking off bites where we can. And you go walk around out here and you see that buffer width, and the grass is coming and out competing the weed species, and you realize that you're well on your way to a success story.
I think it's so important to see what farmers, what they are, and we all are stewards of the land. We're just trying to make a living out there, and taking care of the land and getting it paid for, and what you do own is important for the next generation, so that legacy will continue multi-generational, and I'm so fortunate we have 6.
Local farmers and the Spokane Conservation District are working every day to build a more resilient future for the Hangman watershed, one rooted in partnership, innovation, and stewardship. To learn more about the Spokane Conservation District or to find out how you can get involved, visit SpokaneCD.org.